In the heart of the Middle East, where the ancient sands whisper tales of civilizations long gone, lies a land of enduring conflict and unyielding faith. It is a land coveted by two peoples, each bound by history, religion, and a fierce determination to claim it as their own. This is the story of Israel and Palestine, a tale of hope and despair, of dreams fulfilled and shattered. The saga begins millennia ago, amidst the dusty pages of ancient scrolls and the echoes of prophets' voices. For the Jewish people, the land of Israel is more than just a place on a map. It is a promise, a covenant with God, a homeland reclaimed from the annals of time. From the shores of the Mediterranean to the hills of Judea, they have yearned for the land of their ancestors, a place where their faith could flourish once more. But the land is not empty. It is inhabited by another people, the Palestinians, whose roots run just as deep, whose history is intertwined with the very soil they till. For them, Palestine is not just a name. It is the essence of their identity, the embodiment of their struggle for freedom and dignity. From the olive groves of the West Bank to the bustling streets of Gaza, they have fought to preserve their heritage, to resist the tide of displacement and despair. As the 20th century dawned, waves of Jewish immigrants began to arrive in Palestine, drawn by the promise of a new beginning, a homeland of their own. The Zionist dream took root in the rocky soil, sprouting settlements and cities, schools and synagogues. But with each brick laid and cadastral line drawn, tensions simmered between the newcomers and the indigenous inhabitants. The land was not vast enough for both, and the clash of national aspirations soon erupted into violence. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a solution, a partition plan that would divide Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem as an international enclave. The Jewish leadership accepted the plan, eager to fulfill their age-old dream of statehood. But for the Arab world, it was a bitter pill to swallow, a betrayal of their aspirations and their rightful claim to the land. And so, on the eve of Israel's independence, war engulfed the land, tearing apart communities and families, sowing the seeds of hatred and resentment. The fledgling Jewish state emerged victorious, but at a steep cost: the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, their homes and villages lost to the winds of war. In the decades that followed, the conflict raged on, a cycle of violence and despair with no end in sight. Wars were fought, peace treaties signed and broken, negotiations held and abandoned. And yet, amid the rubble and ruins, there were moments of hope, small gestures of reconciliation, acts of courage and compassion that dared to defy the forces of division and despair. Today, the story of Israel and Palestine continues, a tale of two peoples bound by a shared destiny, their fates intertwined like the threads of an ancient tapestry. The land they call home bears the scars of centuries of struggle, but also the promise of a brighter tomorrow, a future where peace and justice reign supreme. And though the path ahead may be long and arduous, one thing remains certain: their story is far from over, and the legacy of Israel and Palestine will endure for generations to come.